So I'm here with Russel Ho today as part of the Young Financial Planners Organization initiative started by the Financial Planning Institute. My name is David Kop. I'm Head of Policy and Engagement. And today we're just going to have a little chat with Russel about financial planning and why financial planning is a career. So, one thing which people might not know about Russel, he is a Marvel fandom. He does go for Captain Iron Man. We're very similar in, love all the Marvel movies, love the comics. But I must admit, on the Civil War side, I was definitely Team Captain America. So we might have a bit of an interesting conversation today. But Russel, welcome. And good to talk to you today.
Yes. Thanks, David, for having me, and good day to everyone else that's watching this. I'm also pretty keen for this talk, and Team Iron Man all the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one off air. So Russel, one of the very interesting things I read about you is you actually chose financial planning as a career, which I think many of us fell into financial planning. So why financial planning? Why did you choose that as a career?
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, it's basically due to a personal experience with my family as well. I mean, to give you, your audience and yourself a bit of a background of why I didn't choose any other degree aside from financial planning, was that my family comes from a pretty, I would say, basic middle income type of family. They had their own business and their own shop, and they had never received any form of proper financial advice. And as I was growing up, I think it was more, it was saddening to see that they were stressing over their finances. I mean, my mom was a big saver, but they were stressing over their finances. And because money is such a hush hush type of topic, it's embarrassing, or most people find it embarrassing or like shameful almost in a sense to ask for help on finance or money matters, because generally there's this perception like you should know about it, or know how to manage your money. And it just brought me more to the awareness of like, it's not just my family that's gone through it personally. And, if they did receive good advice, they could have made much more better informed decisions. But it made me think of like how many other families out there aren't, receiving advice, and more importantly, aren't asking for advice because they're scared of, looking silly about it.
Yeah, so very interesting, a very personal story, and I think that's the nice thing about our profession. It is there to help people. So coming to it from a personal viewpoint, it's great, and I love that. So after choosing financial planning, why did you decide to become a certified financial planner professional?
Yeah, so the certified financial planner designation and that whole course of going through it, I can honestly say the reason why I chose it is that it gives you such a strong foundation as a financial planner and as a finance professional, especially in this day and age. And the biggest thing I would say I learned or took away about it is that we were able to learn about finance from all aspects, but not just theory wise, but how to use it practically to actually help people. And one thing I can share with a lot of the viewers or anyone that's listening to this as well is that you actually, as you start working, you don't believe how powerful and how much of an influence the knowledge about financial planning and financial advice is to the average person out there. The stuff that seems common sense to us, because you're not taxes or compound interest or investing, it's complete Greek or gibberish, as I like to call it, to like the average person out there. I'm not talking about a person on the street. I'm talking about this. There's people in different other professions that don't know anything about managing their money. And tying back to the certified financial planning route, I found that it gives you such a good, strong foundation, and I've always adapted the mindset. I've always been a student throughout my career and throughout my life. And I think it gives you a nice, strong foundation in a sense of, you think about building a house in a sense. You're not just throwing bricks to build any type of brick to build foundation. You're laying each brick perfectly. And I think it's a great foundation for you to build and further develop yourself as a professional as well.
Yeah, so I love that lifelong learning. I think that's, once we get into a profession, think, you're always learning and building that foundation, and it is strong. And it's, again, the foundation is there to help you better serve your clients. So then just the last in this introductory video is, why would so I'm somebody who's, choosing my career choices at the moment. Why should I choose financial planning as a career?
I would say choose financial planning as a career because you can impact so many people in their lives and in such a big positive manner. And this is I'm gonna sound old saying this, but I'm still really young, just for those that don't understand, I'm not that old. But what I've learned over my career is that, most of us when we're in varsity, and I was also there at one point, is that we initially first choose a qualification, and it's also our mentality that we choose a qualification based on like, okay, what is going to pay us the most in terms of money, right? And then as you start working, and that's what happened to me, you start finding your purpose or your why of like why you're doing what you're doing. And I can honestly say, and it's probably also happened to a lot of other well-known successful financial planners, you get to a point in your career where the money is actually not your driver anymore. Your driver is more of like the knowledge that you have, how it can change people's lives. And things that I've learned is not that you only get the opportunity to help people presently in today's times, right? But the knowledge that you impart and the advice you give can positively impact across multiple generations. I've had a good example I'd like to share with you is like, we always hear about it in South Africa, but especially with, say, clients that come from, not really well financy type of homes and all that, and they haven't had parents that have been good role models in terms of managing money. The moment you teach them that, or that you teach them how to manage their money and manage their financial behavior, you have the power to help them teach it to their kids and future generations. So a good thing that happens a lot, I'm sure a lot of other plans will mention, is like I've also come across a lot of, for example, young professional Black clients that have this black tax thing that or problem that they deal with, where they can never seem to break out of the circle in which are building wealth for future generations. Now imagine you have the power to actually help them break that circle, teach them good money habits, how to manage their money, and how to build wealth and intent for their future generations. And that's the power of financial planning, is that you actually get a lot of warm, fuzzy feels out of it when you deal with your clients as well.
Yeah, that's again another excellent analogy. And I suppose, Russell, if I summarize what we just discussed, it's you got into financial planning because of a personal situation and the need to help people. You pursued the CFP designation in order to ensure that that foundation is there and you're knowledgeable in what you're doing. And then while the financial rewards of being a financial planner are there, the good stuff and the feeling you get from helping people is really one of your most rewarding things about your career.
Yes, 100%. You summed it up quite nicely, but that's basically my whole story of why I got into financial planning.
Brilliant. So Russell, again, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us, and really looking forward on working with you on the Young Financial Planners Organization initiatives and having more of these discussions.
No, likewise, looking forward to it.